Hi everyone, this is part 2 of database discussion. So in the first video I talked about the databases that are available to you through Western and our library. So if you go to a search toolbar on any Western page and type in databases, you will find 67 databases that we subscribe to that you can use to do research for your speech. In this video, I want to talk to you about the database that is housed within your MindTap Cengage textbook, and I'm going to walk you through that. So I'm going to access our textbook through the link that I have on the top of your assignments area in Blackboard. You can access it through any of those weekly folders in any way you want to get there. And this is going to hopefully somewhat quickly pop up our MindTap Cengage textbook. And in order to be able to see me over on the right side and to see the icons, I'm going to leave the screen like this for just a little bit. I'm going to direct you to the icons that are on the right-hand side of the screen, and I want you to go to the red one called Questia. It's a red circle with the I in it, the lowercase I. You're going to click that. Questia is the name of the database that you can use throughout the textbook for this speech class. I believe it's also the database that you can use if you're taking like an English composition course. So I'm going to open up the entire window, and now I'm going to maximize my screen so that we can see the full thing. So as we have seen from the other databases and any browser window that you open, a search engine window that you open, you're going to get a search bar. And so I'm going to do a search for another topic that might be something that people are thinking of doing for their speech number 3, the persuasive. So grades and learning. Let's see what I get if I type in that particular search. I get 30,000 results. That's a lot. That's too many. So what I'm then going to do is start looking at ways that I can narrow down this research. I'm going to say I want anything that's been published after 2010, so I want it to be within the last 10 years. That narrows me down to 13,000, still too many. And then I might want to do, I know that Finland has been making waves recently with their school system, and so I'm going to type in the word Finland, and I will then see 67 results, much more manageable. So at the top here I have tabs that show me the type of results that I'm getting. So I have 6 books, I have 11 academic journals, also known as peer-reviewed or scholarly journals. I have magazines, 19 of those, and 31 newspaper articles. So if I start to scan through the titles of this and the dates of publication, I might start with this one. So actually I'm going to go to academic journals and scan through those titles. And I'm going to quickly look at my magazines. And my newspapers. So this top one under magazines intrigues me. The title intrigues me. So I'm going to click that. Why Finland rejects U.S. school reforms. And I am able to see that it is from September 2016. And it's a pretty short article, maybe too short. So I'm going to go back. And I think this is one of the slight inefficiencies of this system. There's no easy way for me to go back to the previous page. So what I did is I went to that search bar, and my previous search had been saved on grades and learning. So I'm going to do that again, and I'm going to add Finland back so that I can get those same results. So if I go to the 112 results that I got, I see that there's a book that is called A World-Class Learning from International Models of Excellence and Innovation. Now I'm going to check this out. It is an actual book, so you would cite it as a book, and I am able to see table of contents. So I have intro, globalization and education, success stories from around the world, common elements of successful systems, and maybe I want to check out chapter 2. So let's go to chapter 2, and I start to scan through and see possible information that I want to use in my upcoming speech. The nice thing about this particular database is that it also has citation tools within it. So let's say I want to cite this page. And if I had a particular passage or statistic that I wanted to cite from this page, it tells me what my in-text citation would be. And if I wanted to quote from, let's say I wanted to take all of this. I haven't read this, so we're just pretending here. But let's say I wanted to quote directly from this particular chapter. I then do Shift plus click somewhere on my keyboard, and I go like that. So I've clicked my mouse, my left mouse, and I've clicked my Shift button on my keyboard to highlight those passages. And then the system intuitively knows I'm trying to do something, and it's saying, do you want to make this a note? Do you want to cite it? Or do you need to look up information? I say, I want to cite this passage. So then what it does is it grabs this for me, and I can copy and paste this and put this with quotation marks in my actual formal outline. And then I know when I'm saying my speech that I say something like, in a book, a 2016 book by so-and-so, by Vivian Stewart, she writes, perhaps because the U.S. position as a world leader, blah, 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 blah. I don't have to, in a speech, verbally tell my audience that I found this on page 34. That is more reserved for writing a paper. But I do have to verbally tell my audience where I got my information, especially if I'm saying something word for word. So the great thing about a database like this is it makes it easier for you. You can easily grab it, copy paste it, put it in your bibliography. The other thing that you can do within this database is I want to save this to my active project. You will see up here in the top left, there's a default project. You can call it whatever you want, but it will store information that you found within this database so that you don't have to send it to yourself or print it out or save it on your iDrive or your Google Drive. And it will keep track of that information. It will also keep track of the passages that you cite. And so if you, let's say, are busy, you're multitasking, and you lose one of the things that you wanted to cite, if you're saving it to your active project, it will keep track of it for you. So this is a fantastic database to use just because of the simplification it gives you in doing some of these citations. One of the things that is required of this next speech is that you're finding plentiful, good, objective sources that are high quality, that are not completely opinion-based, that are not just some person off the street writing a letter to the editor complaining about the new roundabouts in La Crosse. It's people who are experts in the field who are talking and researching and fact-checking and finding good, solid information. You are comparing and contrasting the way things are done. You are proposing solutions. You are finding out what the problem is, why it's a problem, and you are possibly proposing a way to fix it. And you need to do that based more on your own personal opinion and more on one person's opinion who has some experience in the field. So this is a fantastic way to start doing that research and just start supporting your arguments with actual facts, statistics, and evidence from experts. So this is the Questia database within your MindTap Cengage textbook. It is always available to you through this red button on the right with the I in it. And it can take a little bit to get used to. There is, I believe, a tutorial that you can watch to help you navigate it a little bit more. But I wanted to show you a quick overview of what it looks like, how to access it, and some of the major functions of it. In addition to the databases that you can get through Western's library, including EBSCO, SIRS, Opposing Viewpoints, LexisNexis, this is another option for you. So before you just go do a Google search and just kind of blindly pick a few articles that sound good, dive into these. These will offer you better, higher quality information for supporting your argument for your next speech. If you have questions, let me know. Thanks.